Brothers and sisters, I am extremely happy having this opportunity talk or interact with, I think, a number of people who have, knowledge or different experiences. I think very significant audience. So I'm very happy. Because it seemed out of happiness,
in troubled times.
In troubled times. I think now we are in the 21st century. I think it's a trouble or problem in the sense some kind of uncomfortable sort of problems or event that I think always there. I feel because humanity facing some problem, some trouble. So therefore, different religious tradition, develop. If world very happy, there's no need religion. I think I am Buddhist. Buddha came in order to reduce these sort of trouble, these suffering. So like other Mahavira, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, all these, they metaphor reduce the trouble. So now here, I want to share with you there are, of course, two levels of pains and the pains and the suffering. One physical level, one mental level. Usually I describe satisfaction out of physical experience. That is mainly sensorial consciousness they create these things. Another mental level, like our sort of experiences during dream time, no longer sort of functioning, the sensorial sort of consciousness. The experience during sleep time or dream time, actually experiencing or working the mental level. So now these two things, I feel, as far as physical level trouble, I think same, as I mentioned earlier. Perhaps in modern time, maybe even less. I think Buddha's time, the lot of sort of disease and poverty naturally there. With that, some violence also there. In these field, disease, poverty, now today, I think comparatively much better because of progress, with help of technology and science. But on the other hand, mental level, maybe in ancient time, smaller population, their life, little bit sort of, because of that, more relaxed. Now in modern time, lifestyle very busy, and too much sort of sense of competition, and with these things, much more stress in mental level. I think obviously now here, in India or any other sort of country, I think the stress level or mental level, stress, these things, I think more more stronger in those big cities like India, I think Delhi or Bombay or Calcutta, in these places maybe more more intense. Whereas in rural area, the farmers, of course, they may occur physical difficulties more often, but mentally much less sort of stress, I feel. So I think the trouble in the level, mental level, maybe today was a more stronger way, more intense way. So now physical levels of pains and difficulties, we need the physical level pains in these things should sort of remove or reduce by material levels. So like pain, physical pain. Now now more than 2 weeks, you see some problem here. You see, meditation not much sort of helpful, only medicine, allopathic medicine or Tibetan medicine, like that. But now, mental level entirely depend on one's own mental attitude. I want to say one Shantideva sort of expression, I think in the 8th century. Sadin dida goyodo tenye goya kalala. Samdi samji goya jang gada sadin samji yotan das jikse. Dippel goyni tendada su jayundu 가사 다 치경 루드 가다 미스비 계서 몽구샤 요레스 대다 샴디 칼라랑스 최 셈디 직점나 대다 셈디 샴드다스 다다 셈디 샴드다스 translate.
So Shantideva says that how can one actually get a hide or to cover the whole of the land, which is covered with thorns? And if you are able to cover your own feet, your own...
It is impossible to cover whole of the planet by leather.
No, by leather. If you can cover your feet with a leather, then it would be like same as covering the whole land with leather. And so similarly, he says, there are many the unruly beings are infinite like the space, and so how can one actually overcome them all at once? But if you are able to overcome your own suffering, your own anger, and then that would be like overcoming the enemies or the adversaries.
I think that's very true. The troubled sort of surrounding, impossible to remove that. Some kind of problem is always there. But if you develop certain sort of right kind of attitude, I usually say realistic attitude, then it doesn't matter what's surrounding. You can keep peace of mind. So peace of mind is the basis of the healthy body and a healthy mind. Too much agitation in mental level not only suffer on mentally, but also physically, also very, very harmful. So peaceful mind, calm mind is very, very important. Firstly, for one individual, peaceful mind, and when the person, you see, facing some problems, difficulties, the problem cannot disturb your inner peace. And with that, we can utilize human intelligence more effectively. If your mental state too much disturbed, too much emotion, then very difficult to handle the problem, because mind, too much emotion, your mind become biased. You can't see the reality. Without knowing the reality, every your method become unrealistic method. So fail, naturally. Through unrealistic method, you won't get the goal. So we must, oh, Raskotra, oh, hello. Long time friend. If you look my face, much change or not much change? Okay. So therefore, there is sort of method to keep our mind more peaceful. And the part of our brain which develops sort of what's which develop, I think what's I think calm mind, you see, calm mind is immense helpful to carry our human intelligence, to judge, to investigate, to find out the reality. Too much anger, too much fear, too much attachment, then that part of our brain not function properly because too much emotion. So through that way, my American friend, very old, when I met him, I think a few years ago, when I met him, I think his age already 84 something. Now, he mentioned when a person develops anger, the object which, which you feel very irritated, that object appears very negative. But actually, 90% of that negativeness is mental projection. Exactly, Buddhist sort of psychology also mentioned that. So once your mental level too much agitated, then you can't see the reality. So, peaceful mind, calm mind, that we can do. Firstly, I feel using our common sense and common experience, and also the latest scientific finding, through awareness, long-term interest, we can train our mind when we're facing some problem. We can keep our mind more calm. And experience also, you see, quite helpful when we're facing some problem. Out of your past experience, also, you see, helpful to maintain your mind calm. So that I usually call a secular way to promote our warm-heartedness, and through that way, you can keep our mind more calm. The compassionate mind is very, very important. Fears, anger, jealousy, these based on self-centered attitude. Develop more sort of sense of the caring of others' well-being. Your heart automatically open. that brings openness, so straightforward, transparent, honest. That brings friendship. We are a social animal. For individual survival, entirely depend on the rest of the community. So usually, too much self-centered attitude develop distrust, suspicion. That brings fear. So more open mind. So no matter what their attitude, but your side, develop sense of concern of their well-being. Then you can keep inner peace. And sense of concern of others' well-being bring inner strength, self-confidence. So any social animal, I think like bees or ants, those social animals, they have no religion, no constitution, no law, but they work together. Nature creates like that way. So we are also a social animal. But because of our intelligence, sometimes, and intelligence with short-term interest, narrow-mindedness, and the negative emotion, is sometimes forgetting our basic nature. So in any way, compassionate attitude is the one key factor to develop calm mind, because calm mind is very much related with self-confidence. Then, this is number one. Then second, various different religious traditions. Among the different religious traditions, there are two kinds. One, theistic religion, believe God, creator. So it's a total submission to God. Also, you see, same effect to reduce self-centered attitude. And then all the major religious traditions carry the message of love, compassion, forgiveness. So one of my Muslim friends once told me, the true practitioner of Islam should extend love towards entire creatures. Like that, all religion, you see, carry the message of importance of love, compassion, these things. So, the philosophical view, creator, we all are creations. So we totally submit to God. That reduce self-centered attitude. And God is infinite love. So more faith towards God. And I think that like Christianity, this very life created by God. So you get the sort of intimacy feeling towards God. That also powerful sort of method, more willingness to follow God's sort of guidance way. Then another religion, that's non-theistic. Buddhism, Jainism. No concept of God, creator. Buddha, our teacher, experienced teacher. So Buddha showed us a path according to his own sort of experiences. Buddha himself come from ordinary sentient being, eventually become Buddha, not creator. So things are due to law of causality by nature. Cause, effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. Quite similar to that of Darwinian theory. So that's a non-theistic religious sort of viewpoint. So now everything depends on action. Karma means action. If you do good thing to other, you get benefit. If you do harm other, you get negative consequences. Knowing that sort of law of causality and reduce harming other and extend as much you can to serve to bring happiness to others. So different method, but same purpose. So that also very powerful. I myself, you see, I think firstly, my mother, very, very kind mother. So I always telling people, certain amount of my sort of compassion here. Firstly, I received from my mother. So I think here, in this room, I think maybe a few hundred people, everybody come from our mother. At the young age, we survived by mother's affection and someone else, sort of, and also some relatives like that. So everyone received at that time as a maximum affection from our mother. That experience really absorbed in every particle of our body. So therefore, now the latest sort of what is scientific sort of medical scientific sort of finding, and also the brain specialist, they say the constant fear, anger, actually eating our immune system. When more calm mind, more compassionate mind, sometimes even increasing this positive element within the body. So because this body, you see, develop from throughout the mother's affection. So the person who received maximum affection from mother at the early age, this person, the rest of their life, deep inside, more safe. Those people who at that time lack of affection from our mother, or sometimes bully, abused way. Then you see these people, no matter how sort of smart, deep inside, some kind of the sense of insecurity. So their whole life remain a little bit cold. Response, difficult to response, genuine sense of compassion towards others. But those people who received maximum affection, you see, they can much easier to extend their love and compassion. And physically, as I mentioned earlier, you see, one example, my friend, one Tibetan monk, I often see telling people, as an example, he spent about 20 years, I think about 18, 19 years in Chinese Gulag after 59. And early 80, with some other Tibetan, also then allowed the new policy led by Deng Xiaoping, so open, a little easier. So that monk also eventually come to India and joined his previous monastery. Since I know very well that person. So one day we casual talk. And then he mentioned during 18, 90 years in Chinese Gulag, he faces some danger, few occasions. I thought maybe danger on his life. And I asked, what kind of danger? And he mentioned danger of losing compassion towards Chinese. So they consider it's very important to keep compassionate attitude towards perpetrator. So result, that person still alive, now I think 95 or 94. His physical, very well. On his head, I think white hair, I think much less than me. He always joking. And sometimes, after our sort of meeting with scientists, I casually mentioned that. So after that, some scientists actually want to meet such people. Then they met. they found extraordinarily such people have no sign of traumatic sort of traumatic experiences. So their mind very calm, very happy, very compassionate. So that's one example. Keep here more positive attitude here. The maximum benefit goes to yourself. So like that. So that's one way. Conclusion, the religious believer, if they sincerely practice immense benefit to reduce the stress or worry, mental level. And then the non-believer, through awareness, through deeper understanding about the function of emotion, with help of scientific finding, we can develop more open-minded, more warm-hearted, warm-heartedness like that. So that I try to share with thousands of people. Everybody wants happy life and a healthy body. So the ultimate sort of factor for healthy mind, healthy body is within ourselves. No need money. just utilize our inner sort of these sort of value through awareness. So here I want to share with you. Last is I think 4,000 years, the people put all our sort of hope on faith and prayer to God. Of course, individual peace of mind, the faith, very, very useful, and prayer also very useful, very helpful. But in the sense of the well-being of community or world, prayer, there's a limitation. The other day in Patna, the present chief minister built one Buddhist sort of vihara, temple. And he invited me. I went there. Then in his sort of speech, he mentioned with Buddha's blessing, Bihar state more rapidly prosper. Then when my turn speech, I know Chief Minister very well. So I told him, if Buddha's blessing can develop the state, then Bihar state much earlier should develop. Because Buddha's blessing always there. But Buddha's blessing need human action. Without human action, Buddha's blessing not much effective. Is it? So I think all other sort of faith, similar. God, very merciful, but full of problem on this planet within his own creature, like that. So therefore, action is very important. Action depends on our motivation. With negative emotion, harmful action. Positive emotion, constructive action, verbal action as well as physical action. So I think. So my point is, so then last about 2 centuries, science and technology develop. So as I mentioned earlier, so technology brought what we want immediately. I think 1,000 years we pray to God, but fail to materialize. But technology brought these things, our health improve, because of the economy prosperous, also is come many things. So logically, people is relying more and more about science and technology, and forgetting our inner value. Now, later part of 20th century, now people say getting some sort of experience, some sort of awareness through their own experience. There is a limitation about material value. So my friend, maybe billionaire, very rich, but as a person, very unhappy person, too much stress, too much worry. So the large number of sort of money fail to bring inner peace. It's very clear. I think among Indians also, I think the same experience. So therefore, there are now more and more people, now new awareness. Oh, material development, very important, but material value alone will not solve our problem, will not bring real happiness, real satisfaction. So we need some sort of effort for development of inner sort of values, irrespective whether religious person or a non-believer. That's, I think, some new sort of new development like that. So I want to share material facility provide us physical comfort. The mental level comfort must develop through training of mind. And world peace also, you see, genuine peace through inner peace. So that's very clear. So then lastly, I want to share, I believe, world belongs people, not government, I feel. And real change of the world, I think people should carry more active role. I think the later part of 20th century, many positive change happen, not by government level, or of course not by violence, but through popular non-violent movement. Many positive change happen. So in future, now this 21st century, only 10 years passed. Now 90 years is yet to come. So whether this century should be a peaceful century or century of bloodshed, ultimately depend on people. So we are part of the people, and we must recognize when we say people means combination of individual. So the real sort of change or initiative start from individual. Then in the family, in the community, like that way, there is possibility, change of this world, more compassionate world, peaceful world. Whenever face some problems, not using force, but through dialogue. Then I think we can really develop this century, peaceful century. So that's everybody's interest. And also everybody has some potential, make some contribution for that. So that I want to share with you. And that's all. Thank you.